The Nashville Predators came into the Canadian Tire Centre and spoiled the Ottawa Senators home opener with a 4-1 victory. But perhaps more concerning is the status of Brady Tkachuk. He went down in the first period. He returned to play, but he played less than 14 minutes. And there's, some worry that he might be injured because he didn't play the second half of the third period. Marc, how concerned are you?
Very concerned. Hopefully it's all precautionary at this moment for Brady Tkachuk, this being only game number 3 on the season. But the reality is, after being hit behind the national net on a dangerous cross-check by Predators captain Roman Josi, Brady Tkachuk was definitely bothered with a right hand or right arm injury. Playing his last shift midway throughout the third period, I thought he looked uncomfortable shooting the puck, not being his usual self, frustrated, wincing and grimacing in pain when back at the bench being attended by the trainers. This is definitely a big source of concern. He is their spiritual leader, and this was the very last part of his game today, playing less than 14 minutes.
Yeah, definitely a concern for the Ottawa Senators. Now, Predators goalie Juuse Saros was fabulous. He stopped 30 of 31 shots. And it's not like the Senators didn't have their chances. We saw Jordan Spence with a good chance in the second period. But let's highlight Tim Stützle. 5 shots on net. But how do you think he was unable to capitalize on any of those chances?
That's more than anybody dressed today from both teams. And you know what? If the Ottawa Senators are at a fault here, is they're not generating enough slot driving plays. But Tim Stützle was. And he had a shooter's mentality. He missed a net on a couple of occasions. He had no finish, and he was robbed by Juuse Saros, at least on one very spectacular save. Tim Stützle needs to be a driving force offensively. He needs to show up goal mouth, close to the blue paint, where not enough Ottawa Senators right now are going to get rewarded. Especially with Brady Tkachuk not playing the last part of this game, they need Tim Stützle to show up on the score sheet.
Now, Marc, one of the biggest off-season concerns for the Senators was 5-on-5 scoring. Just given what you've seen in this game and maybe even the other 2 in Florida, are you concerned at all with the offense?
I am a little bit, as I said, because they need to get to the hard-to-get areas more often. The only goal they scored today is by going there on the power play. Ridley Gregg with a shot from Cousins that goes off his skate. They need to take a page out of that book, but do it 5-on-5 as well.
So we're already seeing some of the forward depth being tested. Drake Batherson could be back in the lineup when the Senators go to Buffalo on Wednesday, and Ottawa will be back in Canada's capital hosting the Kraken on Thursday.